Hey everyone, I'm Steve from Dr. Brom's Life Coaching, and I help men overcome challenges in their relationship so they can obtain the relationship they desire. So, a lot of times, guys will come to me, and it's usually when it's a verge of divorce where their wife is stating that they're over this relationship. And sometimes this question comes up where they'll state that they want to work on the relationship and prevent the divorce, but their wife is basically checked out and doesn't want to work on it at all. So, the purpose of this video is to kind of give you the mindset and to understand what's going on in the background. So, something you have to understand is you already know, typically, I'm not putting a box on this, but typically women tend to be more emotional, men tend to be a little more logical. And if your wife has expressed that she wants to leave a relationship and she's given up and she doesn't want to work on it at all, the big thing you have to understand is that she's lost hope with you. And I know it's kind of hard to swallow, but the basic gist is that she's been telling you this for years and you just haven't been listening. Now, on your perspective, you might say, "Hey, this is the first time I hear about this." But as I work with guys, they'll start realizing little clues that we're giving to them throughout the relationship and they just missed out. So the big thing you have to understand is that trying to deal with the situation with logic isn't going to work. You see, it takes women a long period of time before they get to the point where they want to give up on the relationship. They give us hundreds of chances. And you may come from a background where your mapping of relationship is this macho image where you don't really talk about feelings, you don't really talk about things. And the problem with that is that it's very important for women to emotionally connect with you, and they do this by talking to you. So when they bring up a problem, if you're the type of person that always shoots it down, don't think it's a big deal, what you're doing is you're minimizing what she's trying to express with you. So what she's feeling is this frustration that, hey, there is no hope in this relationship and it's time for me now to look for another relationship. Now, guys that are going through a divorce, and this thing happens a lot where the wife will talk about a divorce or separation in space, and all of a sudden immediately it looks like she's already dating, and you're thinking to yourself, how the hell can you go from leaving the relationship and then all of a sudden be able to bounce into another relationship? Well, what you got to understand is that it takes months for women to disconnect. And what you don't realize, what was happening if you look over the past year, she was slowly disconnecting from the relationship because she's given up, she's given hope. And now you've gotten to the point where she doesn't want to work on this. She doesn't want to listen to you. And here's where the wordings you may hear: I've been telling you this for years and you have not been wanting to change. I've been asking us to do therapy and you've not want to do it. Now, all of a sudden you want to work on it now because you don't want me to leave. You see, the message that we're sending is a very selfish message where it's basically been all about you and never been about them. And guys, I get it. We're clueless. There's not a book that actually teaches this stuff in relationships. And if you're in this situation, the best thing you can do is to work on yourself. And you have to understand that, once your wife has already expressed wanting a divorce, wanting to leave the house, the worst thing in the world you can do is to try to try to force things on her, because that's just going to push her away even further. So what is the steps that you can do to increase, if there's any hope, any chance on this relationship? Well, the best thing you can do is to work on yourself. And it's a win-win situation. You work on yourself and give your woman her space. And it's your actions, not your words, that are going to matter, because you need to prove to your wife that these changes that she's seeing in you is for real, and it's not something fake that you're doing or something selfish that you're doing just in hoping to get the relationship. And then once you're together, you go back to your old ways. You got to really work on yourself. And that's what I do with guys, is that I help men discover the psychology on why we do the things we do, why we respond the way we respond. So until you fix that underlying issue within you, you're going to end up getting the same results, the same patterns. So if you really want your wife to come back, the best thing you can do is to seek professional help and be able to work on that inner self of yourself so you can become a better version of yourself. And there's two things that can happen. Either the relationship has run its course and it ends, and then you become a better person for the next relationship, or your wife actually sees the changes in you and sees that it's for real, that it's not some kind of facade that you're putting on. Because remember, she believes that this is an act, because you think about it, your actions leads to can predict your behaviors and predicts your thoughts. So if your actions has always been very dismissive, not really listening, and then when shit hits the fan, all of a sudden you want to fix things and then you revert back to your old patterns, it just shows that your words does not match up with your actions. So what's important right now is that your words match up with your actions. So the tip for today, if your wife is in this point where she wants a divorce or separation and she does not want to work on it, the best thing you could do is to work on yourself, give her space, and really get to find out and learn and love yourself, learn more about yourself, and then build on yourself. And the fruits that will end up happening afterwards, it will be amazing. So guys, I hope this video has added value to you guys. And if you have any questions, post some comments down in the comments field. And I would love to see these because it gives me ideas on ways I can address other issues in these sessions. Or you could email me at drbromslifecoaching@gmail.com. So I hope this video adds value. Love you guys. Bye.